Hello, everyone from around the world. Good evening, everyone. We want to take a little while to allow every other person to join us. It's good to have you here. How many persons do we have joining us now? Oh, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone, from wherever you are joining us from. It's good to have you around. And I'm sure you are in for one of the best times within the week. Eyes your end. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, great. I want to be sure that persons can hear me as well. Oh, great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have about 6 persons already. We may still have more persons join us. Hoping. Oh, great. How many persons do we have now? Just 6 persons. I think with 6 persons, we are good to go. Or we take a little more time.
Let's go.
All right, great. Yeah, welcome everybody. It's good to have you here. Straight off, we'll be looking into finding fulfillment on the job you love and hate with Stanley. Finding fulfillment on the job you love and hate. It's good to have everyone around. This is Stanley, Chijoke, Bruce, Michael, Alexander. It's good to have you around. You are welcome once again.
Thank you.
It's good to have you around. You're welcome once again. I will do a brief rundown on our guest before I introduce the chapter director. Stanley is a corporate workplace trainer, a speaker, and an author. He has worked with startups, existing businesses, individuals, and teams in increasing their workplace productivity. Clients have experienced immense improvement in their business performances and life achievements working with him. He's the training manager at the AUN Hotel. He also runs Brainy Tools Professional Trainers Africa. I'm sure you are in for a big time this evening with Stanley. I'll quickly also recognize the presence of the chapter director in person of Mr. Chijoke Atama. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's evening in Nigeria here. I'm glad you are here for this meeting tonight. My name is Chijoke Atama. I'm a student of law at American University of Nigeria and the chapter director of Startup Grind, American University of Nigeria. So I'm glad that we'll be hosting Stanley Innocent tonight, and I believe it will be an awesome experience.
Oh yeah.
Once again, welcome everyone, even as we wait for others to come on board. Thank you.
Thank you, chapter director. Thank you. That was a brief one. That was a great one. And we hope others will join us. In Startup Grind, we don't do African time. Do we do that? No.
No.
7. We are up to work. So very quickly, permit me to bring on board Mr. Stanley Innocent as he'll be taking us on finding fulfillment on the job you love and hate. All right, Mr. Stan, it's good to have you around. I pass the mic over to you. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Stan. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to be here this evening. I'm nervous. Is it okay to say that I'm nervous?
I can see you clearly.
Okay, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. I want to especially say thank you to the Startup Grind team for asking me to do this tonight. The chapter director, Mr. Chijoke, I've known him for a while now, and so it's such an honor to be joining everybody here this evening. I hope everybody can hear me, right?
Yes,
Very
I
well,
can hear
very
you.
well. Can hear you.
Okay, so like you said, it's going to be a big night tonight, right? And it doesn't matter if we're spending 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour. I want to guarantee you that we would indeed have an amazing night. It's a big night for everybody to learn. And so wherever you're joining us from, all around the world, I can see Bruce, I can see Nitaranda, Michael is here. Thank you very much for finding time to join us today. And I'm assuring you that, yes, it's going to be an amazing time. So without wasting further time, I think I'll just begin sharing my slide. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're good to go.
All right. So one minute, let me just get this started. Can you see my slide?
It's coming up. Can see it's coming up. Yeah, the slide is up.
Okay, perfect. So this is going to be more of an interactive class, all right? So I will be asking questions, you will be responding. Your mic is unmuted. If you need to speak, you unmute your mic, or we could also use the chat panel. So whatever it is, whatever works best for you, I think we'll explore all of that. So either you'd speak or you use the chat button, whatever works best for you will be fine with me. Is that fine? All right. So like I said, thank you very much, Startup Grind, for having me. Today, we'll be looking at finding fulfillment on the job that you love and hate. That's kind of ironic. How can I love something and at the same time hate that same thing? What's the possibility of loving and hating at the same time? Well, don't worry, in just a short while, all of your doubts will be cleared. But first off, I think it's also best for me to reintroduce myself. The introduction by the moderator was so heavy, so I'm trying to water it down so that I reduce your expectation. Too many words right there by the moderator that I want to filter right now. So, like he said, my name is Stanley Innocent. I'm a corporate workplace trainer. I'm also a preacher. I'm a speaker and an author of 2 books. I'm currently working on my 3rd book, Surviving the Workplace. And it will be out very soon before the year runs out. Just keep it locked. One of these days you will find out where to get the books. Okay. Well, I want to introduce you to my life philosophy because this is very important for us to understand this philosophy as we walk through tonight. I work with this philosophy that guides my life, and it says, think good thoughts only. Think good thoughts only. That is because as a man thinketh, so is he, all right? Your mindset is influenced, your life is influenced by what you think of yourself, what you think about your job, what you think about the world. And so it is your thinking that affects your daily reaction. So let's put that in mind even as we kickstart the event proper. Think good thoughts only. All right. Let's fly. It's showtime. It's showtime. You know, we're just done with the preambles. When it's time to show a movie, they tell you the cast, you know, they give you the storyline of what the movie is about, and you can't wait. You'll be like, can the show just get started already? That's what's going to happen right now. So I'm about to get the show started. And I don't know, that guy looks like a zombie. It's not going to be a scary movie tonight, so just calm down. Calm down. It's not going to be a scary movie, all right? It's going to have all flavors tonight, whether scary, whether comedic, whether dramatic or a thriller. Just ensure that your seatbelt is well fastened. I'm about to take you on a life journey. So when it's time to laugh, trust me, we're going to laugh. When it's time for us to get serious, we're going to get serious. And when it's time for us to think about our lives, we are going to do that as well. So get ready. If you're ready, it's show time. Okay, finding fulfillment in the work or the job that you love or hate. Let the truth be told. I think this is the right point or the right slide to begin from. let the truth be told. You know, sometimes you are always hit with the hard truth. And what the truth does is to wake you up to reality. You know, if you confront someone sometimes, if you're in a fight with an individual, sometimes you want to ask, what's going on? I need you to tell me the truth. But the fellow is lying to you and you are pushing, no, tell me the truth. I want you to tell me the truth. Did you sleep with her? For instance, did you have a baby out of wedlock? Did you steal the money? Tell me the truth. People always want to hear the truth. But the crux of the matter is this. Most times we are not even ready to handle the truth. And that's why people lie sometimes. You know, when you're asking me if I have a child outside wedlock, I am thinking in my mind, can you handle the truth? What is your potential? What is your capacity in handling the truth? And because I know you can't handle the truth, I'll start cooking up stories, you know, telling lies just to get myself a way out of that predicament. But tonight, nobody's going to be lying to you. I'm not going to be telling you any lie. And you have to promise not to lie to yourself. On this journey, if you're going to find fulfillment in the job that you're doing, if you're going to find fulfillment in the work you have chosen to do, you've got to be real with yourself. No lies. No lies. So if you agree that you're going to be telling yourself the raw truth, and if you're going to be allowing me to hit you with the hard truth, then I think we are good to go. The first truth that I'll be leading us to tonight is very simple. Talking about the workplace. Talking about a career. Today, the reality of most young people is simple. They think that they do not need an academic degree. They do not need an education to meander through the workplace in today. I don't know if you got that. Most young people in Nigeria today, I'm talking about in Africa, in Nigeria, you know, they think that, oh no, I don't need to go to school anymore. Education is no longer relevant. A certificate is no longer relevant. And they can go ahead to give you examples of people who have dropped out of school, doing very well in the world of business, in industries, becoming captains of industries, becoming globally celebrated entrepreneurs. Those are their role models, and those are people they want to follow after. But the truth I want to share with you today is very simple. Regardless of the realities of our world today, regardless of the realities of the present time that we find ourselves as individuals in Africa or in Nigeria or in the world at large, the truth remains that an academic degree and education influences what your career path will be like. And education influences what your career path will be like. Why? This is why I think an education or an academic degree would always influence what your career path is like. An education means that your mind has been developed. It means that your mindset has been developed. It means that you are ready for the job you are about to embark on. If you ask me as a recruiter, perhaps if I'm in a panel of people who want to recruit people to work in an organization, and you approach the interview panel without an academic degree, trust me, I don't care what your ability is, I don't care what your competence is, I am a little bit skeptical of your delivery. I'm a little bit skeptical of the delivery because I will be thinking in my mind that you don't have the right training, you don't have the right background, you don't have the right competence to be doing what you should be doing. So the truth remains very simple. No matter where you are, no matter what your location is, always know that an education still has a place in our world today. So if you're thinking of dropping out of school, if you're thinking, oh, my certificate is very irrelevant, if you're thinking, I am wasting my time in school, you've got to think again, because an education, an academic degree, an academic qualification would influence the career path that you would choose after school. Now it's time for me to ask us a question. When you were little, when you were a child, when you were a young boy or a young girl, when you were 5 years old or 10 years old, or as a teenager, what career path were you thinking of chasing? What were you thinking with yourself? What were you thinking? Oh, what am I going to be doing myself when I grow up, when I become big like mommy, when I become big like daddy or my uncle? What career path will I be choosing? I need people to respond. Maybe you chat, like, can we chat about that, or can we speak? What career path do you think you wanted to do? Maybe an astronaut, or maybe a pilot, or maybe an engineer, or maybe a fisherman, or maybe a thief. Excuse me, did I just say that? What career path did you think you wanted to be? And so when people ask you, Junior, oh, what do you want to do? But what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be when you become big? What do you want to become? And all of that, when you're done with school, what do you want to be? Can I have your responses? I can't see any response coming. Can you just type that, what you thought you wanted to do? Okay, Michael is saying an inventor. Wow, interesting, an inventor. Okay, can I get more responses? What you thought you were going to be doing with yourself after school. It doesn't matter if you are doing that same thing now or if you're doing something else entirely. What were you doing? I can see an astronaut. Oh my goodness, an astronaut. Interesting and incredible. Can I get one more response? Just one more response and then we'll move ahead. What you thought you'd be doing with yourself after school? Nitaranda says a reporter. This is interesting, a reporter. Okay, I want to believe that most of us who are watching this right now are done with school. You're done with school, you're graduates, you're ready for the world. Okay, somebody says, I want to become a Catholic. He says he wants to be a Catholic priest. Okay, Chijoke, I see you. He wants to be a Catholic priest. Interesting. Okay, the question I want to ask you right now is this. Now that you are done with school, now that you have your first degree or your second degree or you have a level of training, when you were little, you wanted to be an inventor, you wanted to be an astronaut. What are you right now? You want to become a Catholic priest, but I don't think I can see a collar on your neck, Mr. Chijoke. That means you're no Catholic priest right now. The reality
yes,
and the
I am
truth
not.
of the matter, yeah, the truth of the matter is this. Most times, what we think we want to become or what we expected or how we expected our lives to turn out usually don't turn out that way. That's because life always happens to us. Most people are fortunate, they are lucky, you know, they want to do something, they have a dream of becoming maybe a doctor or an engineer or a banker while they were kids, and 15 years later, they end up becoming what they dreamt about when they were little. I'm going to come back to this very particular point, becoming that which you had dreamt of while you were little. I'm going to come back to that. But before then, let's talk about work. Since we're talking about finding fulfillment and the job that you love or hate, the question now is, why do we want people to work? When you attain a level in your life as an adult, the next thing people want to find out about is, where do you work? What are you doing with yourself right now? Yeah? When you're done with school, you say, I'm a graduate, I'm done with school, or I have a BSc, I have an MSc and all of that. The next question people want to ask you when you run into people that you know, whether you're meeting them for the first time or people you've lost contact with, you always want to find out, where are you working right now? Guy, where are you working? Are you working in Chevron? Are you working in Shell? Are you working in KPMG? The truth of the matter is, as individuals, we always have these big dreams of places we want to work. We have big dreams of working in KPMG, in Chevron, you know, in all of these big parastatals. The question is, why do we want to work? I'm going to give you 5 reasons why work is important. 5 reasons why adults need to work. 5 reasons why people who are done with school or people who attain a particular age, 5 reasons why they should work. The first one is, it is in work that you find responsibility. It is in work that you find responsibility. It is in work that you find recognition. It is in work that you find relevance. It is in work that you find relationship, and it is in work that you find reward. 5 things. So I work because I want to be responsible. I work because I want to attain a level of relevance. I work because I want to be recognized. I work because I want to build and maximize relationships. And then I work because I want reward. Most people think, this is where they miss it. Most people think that the purpose of work is for reward. And when we talk about reward, we're talking about the mullah. Most people think that why they work, whether it's in a top firm or whether it's in a startup business, most people think that the ideal reason why they should work is because of reward, because of the monetary benefits, or because of the materials that work affords them. I want to abuse your mind. I want to disabuse your mentality. Let the truth be told. Why we work is beyond reward. It isn't work, I'll say it again, it isn't work that will find responsibility. It isn't work we'll find relationship. It isn't work we find relevance. It isn't work we find recognition. That's why we work. Let me share this one with you. I don't know if you can see this. This says it is in work that you become productive. It is in work you become prosperous. So no matter where you work, always ensure that you give your best. Now, the question I asked previously, I asked, what was your dream as a child? What did you want to do with yourself? What kind of career path did you want to tow? And people said astronaut, a reporter, a Catholic priest. The truth is, most times because of the reality of the world that we live in today, once we are done with school, the economic reality is so harsh that there are no jobs that equal your academic qualification. So I am done as a graduate of medicine and surgery, and there is no hospital that wants to hire me as a doctor. I am done as a graduate of IRS or CRS, and there is no company wanting to hire me. They tell me, go to school and go and teach. And so the reality of the world we live in today is what you study most times do not afford you the opportunity that you need. But because you need to work, because you need to get recognition, you want to get recognized, you want relevance, you want reward and all of that, people settle for any kind of job. Just imagine, you graduated school and 5 years later you have no job. That's frustrating. Do you know what it means for someone to graduate school after 10 years, you're still filing applications, looking for where to work? That's really, really frustrating. It's very frustrating. 5 years later, after you're done with school, you run into your classmates, you run into your classmates, and they start asking you, guy, how far with you now? Where you they work now? And there is nothing you can say. It's so embarrassing to say, I'm still staying with my daddy. It's so embarrassing to say, me, I see they apply, you know, God no go shame us. I see they apply, one day it go better. It's very, very embarrassing. And so because we cannot find the kind of job that matches our academic qualification, we settle for any opening. So imagine someone who read petrochemical engineering, going around Lagos, going around Abuja, going around Yola, looking for a job and finds no job. And he hears a supermarket is looking for a cashier. A supermarket is looking for a sales boy. Because he wants a level of responsibility, because he wants a level of respect, because he wants a level of reward, he will say, anything I will do, just give me the job. And so most times we have people working in an environment where they shouldn't be working at all. And before you know it, they start hating the job they thought they loved in the first place. Let's check out this next slide. This one says there are kinds of people that you meet at the workplace. I'm trying to be very fast now, so roll with me. There are three kinds of people. There are basically three kinds of people you would meet in the workplace. And I want to find out where you belong. The first class of people you will meet are persons who really love their jobs. Oh, I love what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I'm a baker. It doesn't matter if I'm a sales boy or a sales girl. It doesn't matter if I'm the front desk officer, a receptionist of a firm. I love what I am doing. This kind of people, they always look forward to Monday morning. Yeah. While people are saying, it's Monday again. They are so excited that it's a Monday morning. They can't wait to be out of the bed. They have the drive. They have the energy. They even if they are sick, they want to report to the workplace. They love their job. They love the atmosphere of the job. They love the people they work with. That's the first class of people. The second class of persons you would always meet at any workplace are people who love their job, but there's always a but. I love my job, but I hate my boss. Yeah, I love my job, but I hate my colleagues. I love my job, but I hate the location. I love my job, but I hate the paycheck. I love my job, but I hate the reward. There's no recognition. There are lots of reasons why people love their job, but are not satisfied. We're going to come back here in a short while. The third class of persons you will find in any job workplace are people who really hate their jobs. They hate their jobs. They can't wait for Friday. This kind of persons, it doesn't matter how much they pay them. Have you met people who tell you, I'm not satisfied in this place. I don't like my job. And you tell them, but guy, did they pay you well now? Did they pay you 200K? You can afford a vacation for your family. You can afford the good things of life. And they tell you, forget that one. It's not about the money. I know just like this work. Forgive me, I'm speaking pidgin, but I'm trying to be real. There are persons like that who hate their jobs. No matter how external people find it fulfilling or find it rewarding or find it great, they really hate their jobs. Let's look at the reason why people hate their jobs. And I'm going to ask you, if you love your job, if you love your job, but, and if you really hate your job. People hate their jobs because they don't learn anything. If you don't find your job as being pushy, if you don't find your job as expanding your mind, expanding your knowledge base, pushing you, above your comfort zone. What this means is, if I join an organization in 2 years, in 1 year, in 6 months, I should be better than I came in. So if a job doesn't afford people the opportunity where they can train themselves, where they can get developed in their minds, they begin to hate their job. People say they hate their job. These are reviews that we had. People say they hate their jobs because they work with old people. Old people, they say, they don't have fresh ideas. They are not innovative and all of that. Let's rush. People say they hate their jobs because they want to be part of something bigger. They are tired of playing local. They want to play now on the global scene. People say they hate their jobs because they want to be their own boss. It's so frustrating when you know that you are cut out to be an employer. You are cut out to be at the forefront and you are behind. It's very frustrating. People say they hate their jobs because of the number of hours that they work. People say they hate their jobs because they don't love what they do. The question I want to ask you right now is, where do you belong? Do you love your job? Do you have reasons why you hate your job, or you really hate your job? It's time for a moment of truth. Wherever you're working right now, whether you're working as an entrepreneur, you're working for yourself, you are your own boss, calling the shots, doing the things that you think you should be doing with yourself, or you're working for someone else, the first step in asking and in finding out if you are really getting fulfilled, if you are really getting satisfied on that job, is to ask yourself, do I love my job? This has nothing to do with the paycheck now. This has nothing to do with relevance, has nothing to do with recognition, has nothing to do with respect. You need to ask yourself, do I love my job? The question you need to ask yourself is this: do I find my job rewarding? Do I find my job satisfying, or do I find my job slowly crushing my soul? We did a survey in Yola very recently about people who work in corporate organizations and people who work for themselves. And we asked them, do you find your job as rewarding? Do you find your job as satisfying, or do you find yourself dying every day because of your job? Very interestingly, a huge number of people admitted that they find their jobs as crushing their souls. Does this look like you? On a Monday morning, or Tuesday afternoon, or Friday night, does this look like you at your workplace? Whether you're working for yourself or you're working for someone, does this look like you? What about this? Does this look like you? What about this? Does this look like you? What about this? Does this look like you? It's amazing. I love this picture so much because right now it seems they are hiding behind a mask. So we can't tell if they are happy or sad. A lot of people are at this point in their lives. They are at this point in their careers where they can't really say if they are happy with their jobs, if they are happy with what they are doing, if they are happy with the level they are at, or if they are just trying to make life work. Let me tell you a story. This is Bill, and I hope you can see him on your screen. This is Bill, and Bill could be anybody. Something about Bill. Bill just got promoted as a team leader in his organization. When you get a level of promotion in your office, you should be happy. When they tell you, you are now the team leader in your organization, that should make you excited. But no, Bill is not excited that he has been elevated, he has been promoted. He now has a level of recognition in his firm, he has a level of relevance in his organization, but he is not happy. Like Bill, 70% of the workforce, in a normal setting, he is disengaged and not enjoying his job. I want to ask you this very simple question. Do you look forward to waking up every morning to do the things that you're doing? If I give you, let's assume now I have all of the money in the world, and I decide to offer you $5 million. $5 million is quite a huge amount of money. If I offer you $5 million, would you be doing what you're doing with yourself right now? This is another statistic I want you to see. Let's rush now. How can you find fulfillment? How can you find fulfillment? We'll be talking about finding fulfillment on the job that you love or hate. What is fulfillment? What is fulfillment? It is that inner sense of accomplishment that an individual experiences. It is that a sense of accomplishment. It's an inner feeling. It's an inner feeling that you have that, yes, I am accomplished on this job. The goals I have set out for myself, for my personal life, for my career, and all of that, I am attaining it. That's what fulfillment means. And that's what satisfaction means. I'm going to close this class very quickly. So 3 things and we are done. 3 things and we are done. How can you find fulfillment? Remember, let's begin to tie the knots together. I said the first time that we all have a dream of the kind of work we want to do. We have a dream of where we think we want to work. I want to work in Chevron. Work with me closely now. I want to work in Chevron, or I want to work in Shell. I want to work in CBN. But few years later, I find myself not working in the company of my dreams. I find myself not working in the business of my dreams. What happens to me? Will I become frustrated? Will I become miserable? Will I become angry? Will I become depressed because I am not working on the job that I dreamt of working? The workshop tonight just wants to help us that no matter where you find yourself working, whether it is your dream job or not, you can still find satisfaction. You can still find fulfillment doing what you were doing. So for instance, for those of us who say, like Chijoke, who said he wanted to be a reverend father, he's not a reverend father today, he's doing something else. Someone else said he wanted to be a doctor. You're not working in a medical firm, you're working somewhere else. How can you find fulfillment doing what you're doing, whether it is your dream job or not? Number 1, choose to be happy. Let us sink in. I know you've heard that before. Choose to be happy. Choose to be happy on the job you find yourself doing. Choose to be happy on the job you find yourself doing. Someone great said something, and I think I enjoyed and I love what he said. He said that no matter what your hands finds to do, do it with all your mind. Do it with all your energy. Do it with all your commitment, whether it is a job you dreamt of doing or not. That's the first key to finding fulfillment. So I wouldn't say because I have a BSc in engineering and now I ended up as a sales boy, then I become angry, I become depressed, I start giving shitty attitude, I start emitting negative vibes because I don't like what I'm doing. I see myself as a CEO, I see myself as the owner of the organization, but now I am just a sales boy. If you're going to have satisfaction, if you're going to find fulfillment in the job you are doing, whatever that job is, choose to be happy. Somebody can say, how can I make myself happy? We are human beings and we can be programmed. That's why I started with one of my favorite quotes that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Think good thoughts only. The human mind can be programmed. The human mind can be configured. The human mind can be set, just like you run a computer program. You can install a system, a program, a software, and it runs on default. You can do the same for yourself. So you work on your mindset such that no matter what you find yourself doing, you are happy doing it. All right. So the next slide says here that what you do might not be your dream job. Still commit to it. I have a BSc in engineering, but now I have ended up as a school teacher. That's not what I want to do. But now that I find myself in that environment, if I'm going to find fulfillment, if I'm going to move away from being miserable, from being angry, from being frustrated, then I must love. So it's a choice. You either choose to be happy or you choose to be angry and frustrated. Point number 2, see what you do as a preparatory stage or a preparatory level for the next thing you should be doing with your life. I'll say that again. See what you are currently doing as a preparatory stage or a preparatory level for the next thing you should be doing with your life. So if I am working on a job I don't like, if I'm working on a job I don't find fulfillment in, maybe because I don't find relevance, I don't find reward, I don't find recognition, see that job as just a preparatory ground. See yourself as, oh, I want to own a bank, but now I am a cashier. I am taking advantage of being a cashier. It's helping my mind. It's helping my mindset. It's helping me build competence. It's helping me build experience. It's helping me build exposure. So I said in the next slide that you need to build capacity today for the opportunities of tomorrow. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. So if I'm on a job, whether I love it or I hate it, I know I deserve better. I know I need to move to the next level of my life. I know I am not cut out to be a cashier. I am not cut out to be a sales boy. I'm not cut out to be a laundry man. I'm supposed to be the CEO. I'm supposed to be at the forefront of my business. But right now you find yourself doing what you're doing. If you're going to find fulfillment sweeping people's houses as maybe a cleaner, if you're going to find fulfillment being a front desk agent, you have to see that work as a preparatory ground for you for what is to come. See it as a preparatory ground for what is to come. There is nothing annoying as a door opening and you're not ready for that door. There's nothing frustrating and demoralizing than an opportunity to show up and you are not ready for that opportunity because you have not built capacity. So wherever you find yourself working right now, this is what I'm saying. Wherever you find yourself right now, commit your all to it because you are seeing it as a building ground for you. You are seeing it as a developmental center for you because you know that your tomorrow will be better. That's the way you can find fulfillment. So if I have my BSc in engineering, I don't know why I keep talking about engineering. If I have a BSc in engineering, or if I have a BSc in mathematics, and I am not working where I should be working, wherever I find myself, see it as a preparatory ground for your next level. All right. The third one, and I begin to round up. The third thing that can help you find fulfillment and satisfaction. Remember, I said the first one is to choose to be happy with what you do, in that you program your mind, you program your mindset, you program your life to enjoy and love what you do. The second one is to see it as a preparatory ground for what is to come. The third point is something where you have to think very deeply. What have you been designed and configured to do? I'll say it again. What have you been configured? What have you been fashioned? What have you been designed to do with your life? Do you know that it's my belief, and a lot of individuals of repute also believe the same thing. This belief is very simple, that every human being has been cut out for a particular work. Do you agree with me? Every human that walks the face of the earth, you have been configured for a particular work. There is something you have been cut out to do with your life. There is a kind of work you have been designed by God to be doing. If you are not on that work, if you are not doing that particular work, I guarantee you there is no way you will find fulfillment or satisfaction. Everyone has a particular work that life has programmed them to be on. And so if I have been programmed to be a speaker, yeah, if I've been programmed to be a trainer, if I've been programmed to help people find a satisfaction or relevance through the words I speak to them, if I end up as a doctor, it doesn't matter if I have money, it doesn't matter if it is rewarding, it doesn't matter the kind of relationships I build, I will still be frustrated and miserable. So if you are miserable at your workplace, if you are unsatisfied, if you are not fulfilled despite the money you have, despite the relationship you've been able to attain on that job, the question you need to ask yourself is, am I doing what I need to be doing? Guys, do you know that there is a difference between work and job? Yeah, I'm asking a question now. You don't need to answer, but in your head, do you know that there is a difference between work and job? Your work is what I am talking about. It is what you have been designed by life, what you have been designed by nature, what you have been configured by God to be doing. Your job is the vehicle that takes you there. Do I say that again? Your work is what God or life or nature has configured you to do. Your job is what takes you there. It's the tool or the vehicle that helps you to execute that work. Question, who are you? Who are you guys? Are you your job? If you say you are a manager, once your title is taken away from you, who are you? If you say you are a classroom teacher, if that job title, if that job is taken away from you, who are you? I'm just trying to let you know that there's a difference between work and job. So if you take away my job from me, I can't be frustrated. I can't be depressed. I can't be confused. I cannot be disappointed. Why? Because you have taken away my job, but you did not take away my work. You took away my job title as a manager. Like you said, I'm the training manager here at AUN Hotel. So if you take away my job as a training manager, I won't be frustrated because you only took away my tool. I still have my work. My work is what I have been cut out to do. So when I know my work, it creates jobs for me. When I understand what my work is, it creates jobs for me. The point I'm trying to make here is very simple. You can't find fulfillment, you can't find satisfaction, you can't find an inner sense of accomplishment if you are not working on the job that you have been designed by life to work on. Somebody now is wondering, so what is the work life has configured me to work on? What is the work or what is the job that life has programmed me to work on? There are clues, all right? And you can find those clues in your passion of interest. Yeah, in your gifts, in your abilities, what interests you and what gives you unrest. The point now is this: we are now, because of the economic realities in which we find ourselves, a lot of people have been pushed to leave their work. Have you observed that in the shores of Africa, the message of entrepreneurship has been overflogged? Right now, everybody wants to be a CEO. Right now, everybody wants to be a business owner. Right now, everybody wants to start up something. But have you also observed that businesses today are closing faster than they open? People are opening businesses that they don't have the capacity to run. Why? The question is, am I configured to be an employer of labor or an employee? Am I configured to be a businessman? Am I configured to be an entrepreneur? Am I configured to climb the ladder or to own the ladder? Am I configured to hold the ladder for people to climb? So you've got to find out how you have been configured. This is where my concentration is tonight. All other points are very important, but this is my concentration tonight. You are not going to find fulfillment in life. You're not going to find satisfaction on any job if it is outside the work you have been configured to do. That's why you find people who have money. You know, they have money on the, perhaps they work in an NGO that pays them 250,000 naira monthly or pays them ₦1 million naira and all of those stuffs. They have money, they have a relationship, they have a recognition, they have relevance and all of that. But yet they tell you, I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. It be like say, I go leave this work. It be like say, this work no do me. Something in them is yearning for better. No wonder someone said something. He said, what does it profit a man to gain what? The whole world and lose his soul? In other words, it's beyond monetary benefits. It's beyond reward. It's beyond material reward. There is a work you have been cut out to do. The slide you are watching right now says, I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. And sorry, this looks a little bit religious, but people who are, they understand this better. Somebody was saying, I have finished the work which you have given me to do. In other words, now I have found fulfillment. Now I have found satisfaction because I have done that work which you have given me. Guys, if you are not on the work you have been configured to do, there is no way you will find fulfillment and satisfaction. So your job now tonight, your assignment tonight is pretty simple, is to find out the work you have been configured to do. And like I said, a clue to finding out is to ask yourself, what is your ability? What is your capacity? What interests you? And what gives you an unrest? Let me close up this session. I don't know, guys, how many minutes have I spent? Have I spent up to 10 minutes or an hour? I think I'm going to maybe pause a little while and let people ask questions, and then we'll take it off from there. But let me leave you with this quote from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs says here that your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. All right, I think I will take a break now and maybe allow the moderator, if people have questions or contributions they want to make, and then maybe from there we take, let me know if you're following me and, understanding the things that I'm saying. Yeah. So Mr. Omojesu.
All right, thank you. That was a powerful one. How many persons were feeling the vibe with me? Says was just looking like, I had so much to notice, so much to write down, so much to, I unlearned a whole lot of things. I learned new things. How many persons had that same experience too? That was a very powerful time. But by the way, it wasn't 10 minutes you spent already. It wasn't just 10 minutes. It wasn't just 10 minutes. Thank you so much. So we want to know how much we have learned. So let's take a few questions from everybody. You can unmute yourself and just bring up your question, or you can just raise up your hand in the chat box so that we can know you have a question that we want to attend to. I believe everybody can hear me clearly. Hello, all. Can you all hear me? Oh, wow.
They can hear you. I think they can hear you.
Can you all hear me? All right. Oh, awesome. So let's take, great. So Mr. Michael, do you have a question you want to ask? Let's know how much we have learned. Let's know how far we've gone with the class. Okay, I think everybody got the whole point. Everybody got the whole point. Will somebody just share a highlight with me your peak point during the class? Just share one with me. Anybody? Your peak point while the session was on. Anyone? Okay, Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, you are not muted. Oh, Mr. Mike. Please, can you bring Mr. Mike on? Mr. Michael, can you bring him on? He has a question. Oh, great. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet everyone on this platform. Basically, for me, is mainly a takeaway. I enjoyed this analogy about work and job. Like never before did I get that point that you need to be an expert of your work. When you're an expert of your work, you are able to create jobs. Like so that's basically a beautiful one. For questions per se, I don't have anyone, but I actually chose to be a student during this meeting. So I just want to say I give appreciation for the time.
All right, thank you for that input. Beyond that, personally, I had always heard the nation that the primary reason why you're at work is for the reward. I honestly, the reward, it is either that there is a very great reward attached to that offer you are giving me, or you go away with your offer. But now I'm learning.
Can I cut you right there?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes, this is one of the reasons why people don't find satisfaction or fulfillment on any work that they do. Because they're always thinking, I am doing this because of the reward.
Yeah.
And so if the money now is lesser than they had hoped, they become miserable. And then if it is plenty, they still find out they are miserable and they can't tell why. It is because your fulfillment does not come from the reward, it comes from your work. So if I am not on my work and just on the job, no matter how much I gain, I still find there's something that should be better and all of those stuff. So we miss it, like if you don't pay me 150K, I will not accept the job. If you don't pay me 250K, it's beyond that. Sorry for cutting you. I had to just.
I think that must be network.
Okay.
Did
we hear ourselves? I was just adding to what you said. Yeah. I'm good.
Oh yeah. So great. So I'm seeing it from another perspective. I'm seeing it from different angle now. That beyond the reward, there is the place of responsibility.
Yes.
There is the place of building relationship. There's the place of relevance, and there's the place of recognition. I'm just seeing new light to it now. It's not just the reward as it were.
Yes.
It's not just the reward. There are other angles attached to the reward that makes the corporate workplace exciting for individuals. And honestly, if you check out these 5 cardinals, and you hold tight to these 5 cardinals, they are as true and they are as true as you mentioned them. They are very, very pivotal cardinal. Beyond the reward, relationships that you have built over time, recognition you have gotten, relevance, and also responsibility gives a sense of responsibility. You are doing something, you're up to something.
Let me also add there, talking about recognition. See, what's the point of working if my works don't get recognized? Why should I have a product or a service or start up a firm and no one recognizes me? Whether it's in my locality or on the international platform. Once you are not recognized, you are going to be frustrated. So in finding fulfillment, in finding satisfaction, even if it's a job you love, you must be recognized. If there's no recognition, you're going to be so miserable.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a very powerful one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else before we put up the mic to Mr. Stanley as a round up? Any other person? All right. Let me check the chat room. Okay. Oh, great. So, sir, we will pass the baton over to you again. You may want to take off.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, like I said, I don't want to choke you with too many information tonight. So just little information that you find relevant that can help you on your work. Now, let's go back to the story we started with. I asked you a question when you were little, when you were a boy or a girl in kindergarten, or when you were 5 years old or 10 years old. What did you say you wanted to become? What happened to that dream? Okay. What happened to that aspiration? What happened to you saying, I want to be a doctor, I want to help people? Because at that level, I believe whatever you say you want to become at that level of your life is actually what you should be doing. For most people, that's the case. But life always happens to people. Right? So life happens, maybe the economic reality of where you are located, your country, you know, academic deficiencies, or stuff that really happen that takes you out of that path. But the truth is, you are responsible for your life. Now that you are an adult, the question is, what are you going to be doing with the dream that you have, or the dream that you had? Because I'm assuring you, there is, see, hear me now, right? And hear me well. The worst tragedy that could happen to a man, any human, is to get to the end of your life and discover that you never really lived. That's the worst tragedy. To get to the end of your life and find out that you wasted all of your years, all of your time, all of your energy on the wrong work and on the wrong job. Nothing is more frustrating, and that's the worst tragedy. So right now, it's not about how much you are in it on a job per se. The question is, are you going to find fulfillment? Are you going to find satisfaction in what you're doing? That's my take-home package for you. Go back home thinking, what I'm doing right now, or what I want to do right now, how would I find fulfillment, and how would I find satisfaction doing this stuff? And like I said, 3 cardinal things. Whatever you're doing, choose to be happy doing that stuff. Whatever your hands finds to do, do with all your mind. So choose to be happy. Program your mind, program yourself to love what you do. The second one is to see what you do as a preparatory ground for what you should be doing. So if I am working as a cashier in a bank and I dream of owning that bank, I see that season of my life as preparing me for my next level. So it's exposing me, it's giving me the necessary experience, it's giving me the right education, it's giving me the right exposure for my next level. And the third thing is for you to ask yourself if that work is what you should be doing. Let me talk to entrepreneurs here, entrepreneurs or people who have established businesses, they have their products and their services. I'm talking to you too. Let's assume that yes, you are cut out to be an entrepreneur. The truth of the matter is you are going to be miserable and frustrated and depressed and confused and annoyed and sometimes suicidal when you don't expand your business. What I'm saying right now is this: if you're going to find passion, if you're going to find satisfaction in the work that you are doing as an entrepreneur, you should know that it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to push yourself. It's your responsibility to be strategic about growth, about expanding your business. This startup grind, right? This startup grind. And a lot of people have their own businesses, they are running and all that. How long are you going to remain as a startup or as a startup? When are you going to grow? When are you going to expand? How are you going to move to the global front? You've got to be strategic. And so unless you are strategic about your business, except you are strategic about your services and the products that you have, I'm assuring you there is no way you can find fulfillment in the stuff that you're doing. Well, I think I'm done. Mr. Joseph, I think I'm done right now.
Oh my, please. Whatever and one. That was a powerful one. Thank you. You can do e-clap in the comment box. Thank you. So we will take questions from everyone now. The other time we had contribution from people, but right away we'll take question whether there's an area where you need more clarity, there's an area where you need him to throw more light. You can just bring it up. You can indicate in the chat room, by raising your hand, and I'll just call you up, and then we'll hand over the baton to you. Anybody with question? Anybody with question? All right. Well, I think I will have a question if nobody's asking a question. Possibly after I'm done, somebody will just cope up with a question. Now okay. What happened just now? While you were instructing us, you mentioned something around deliberately making yourself happy at the job you are doing at the moment, even if it doesn't seem like what you had, what you were anticipating earlier, but just something to keep you busy, something to make you responsible, something like, okay, but most people will just wake up, let's just be like, okay, I wake up in the morning, I'm going somewhere, that thing. I'm going somewhere. That's in the Nigerian sector. But then I was going to ask, what if in the instance you are trying to love the job, you are trying to give your all, you are trying to give the best, your passion, your commitment, and all that, and then you have this nagging boss that will always make your efforts look, your effort is not counting. You are not doing anything worth it. What if you're in that kind of atmosphere? How do you handle that? How do you manage keeping your passion intact? And how do you manage keeping up with your nagging boss, that's always on your toes? How do you balance these two ends?
Okay, Mr. Joseph, thank you very much for your question. Well, handling nagging bosses, it's a total different topic entirely that would take me another hour to really discuss. Okay, that's, when I do my trainings with corporate people and all that, we talk about bosses and all that. Let me tell you something. People don't always leave the job. They don't always, or let me put it this way, one of the reasons people resign from an organization is because of a problematic boss. When you have a boss that is like Cecil Lannister or like Idi Amin, a bossing boss, people always want to run away. No matter their competence, no matter the reward, the recognition, the relevance they get from that job, they want to move to the next level, because bosses who are problematic always they constitute a toxic workplace. And when a workplace is so toxic, there's no way you can be productive. And if you're not productive, there's no way you're going to be satisfied with your input or the output and all of those stuff. So talking about trying to be happy, on the job, and you've got a nagging boss on the way, it's just two things. Two things happens there. When you have a nagging boss or you have a problematic boss, it teaches you, or it does two things for you. When you have a problematic boss or a nagging boss and you're trying to love the job that you do, what a nagging boss does for you is two things. Number one, it teaches you a virtue, and that's patience. That's what it does. It teaches you how to work with people who are difficult. Let me tell you, the world that we live in, you can't have everything smooth and easy. You can't have everything running on, very smooth, easy, sweet. There have to be bumps on the way. And it's how you handle those bumps that determine how well you're going to survive. So when we have nagging bosses, problematic bosses, it just gives you the ability to bring out a virtue in you, a virtue that helps you handle human beings. See, in the workplace, you're going to work with different people, those that have sense, those that don't have sense, those you want to call idiots, those you want to wonder, how you take get work for this place. There are different people you will find at the workplace. And so would you say, because this one is an idiot, me, I will resign? Would you say, because this one is always shouting at me or always calling me incompetent, I will go? Where are you resigning to? Are you not tired of staying at home? My friend, will you stay on the job? Stay on the job and learn. Learn how to work with people. Learn how to handle them, okay? That's the first thing it points you to. The second thing it points you to is, sometimes if you need to move to the next level of your life, something needs to trigger you. Something needs to trigger you. most persons are comfortable in a place. You are so comfortable with the environment, you are comfortable with the paycheck, but there is better waiting for you at the other end. And so you wouldn't move until something pushes you. So who knows whether that is life trying to kick you out to your next level by using your boss to trigger you. So you've got to be balanced in your mind to know, my nagging boss, what is the pointer? Is it pointing me to become virtuous, to become patient, to learn how to deal with human beings, to learn how to relate well with human beings? Or is he pointing me out of the door so that I can hook up with my next level? I think that's how to handle that.
Wow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. So my nagging boss is either teaching me to be better, compelling me, pushing me out of my place of complacency, compelling me to work harder or something, to get better or something, or a pointer that it's time to shift to a next phase. Time to shift to a next phase. Awesome. 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 Thank you so much. I believe we're all learning, everybody. I can see Mr. Michael is throwing in some comments. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, let me check the chat room to be sure. We don't have any pending question. All right. Oh, great. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. The chapter coordinator just saying that we are learning. Yeah, we are all learning. We are all learning. I was making very copious notes here while the sessions were on, and I just wish we have a recording tape at the end of the chapter director, because I will go back to pick up the tape of this session from him. I will go back to pick up the tape, you know. And when I pick it up, if you want to get it from me, I'll just send it to you. All right. Anybody with any question? Okay. If we don't have any, I will hand over. Oh, okay. Okay, please.
Okay, let me just give my last words as we begin to wrap up.
Please, feel free.
Okay, so please, my last words is this: no matter what you do right now, okay, just ensure that you push yourself to find satisfaction in doing whatever you're doing. All right. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be turning. I'll be turning 33. I'm going to announce it. I'm going to be 33 tomorrow, and so how I want you to celebrate me is to follow me on all social media platforms. It is at Stanley Speaks 87. That's your birthday gift to me. Your birthday gift to me. It's at Stanley Speaks 87. And then I'm also going to be sharing a book right now, a PDF. You can download it. It's not my book right now. I think it's a book that will help you to discover life's big idea for you, God's big idea for you. That number 3 point where I talked about finding the work that you have been configured to do, finding the work you've been fashioned to do, that book is going to lead you to it. So I'm going to drop that book right now, ensure that you download it. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I can see my colleague right here at the hotel, Mr. Kenny Sachs, is here. Good to see you, man. I celebrate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for all of your lovely comments. Nefort Moi, I hope I got your name right. Emmanuel is here, Anitanda, and everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. And thank you for making me look like I have small sense. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank you.
All right. On behalf of all of us at Startup Grind American University, we are saying a happy birthday to you already. That's we have just little less than 4 hours to go or something.
Yeah.
You know, can we all do a shout out of happy birthday to Mr. Stan from wherever you are joining us from? You can unmute yourself and let's do a shout out of happy birthday to Mr. Stan. Happy birthday to you, sir. We wish you long life and prosperity. You will have bigger platform to impact your generation.
Amen.
Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you.
That's on behalf of the chapter coordinator and everyone. God bless you. It's so delightsome to have everyone around. We're about capping up for tonight, but then that's not the end of Startup Grind AUN chapter, you know. perhaps we should have had a session before now, but the lockdown, the COVID-19, and the global pandemic forced us indoor. But thank God for technology. That we are indoor, we could still meet, you know. So this is not just all we have for Startup Grind AUN chapter. There will be subsequent ones. I will crave your indulgence that you make out time to always join us each time we push out publicity flyer promotion concerning next event. We would love to see all your lovely faces. We'd love to see you join us again and again, you know. We'd love to see you. Each time we make choices of speakers or facilitators, we look out for the best. And, you know, we've always had best people come on our platform, just like we had this evening. You know, if this is your first time of joining us, you should always look forward to joining us again and again. And you trust us, we always bring the best, we always deliver the best. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for spending your time. We understand you are very busy. We understand you have several engagements out there, but you are making our time to be here. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. I really appreciate your presence here. And the next time we'll have event, we'll definitely send you an invite to join us. Once again, thank you on behalf of all of us at Startup Grind AUN. We are saying thank you and have a wonderful night rest. Thank you. Thank you also to the speaker, Mr. Stanley. Thank you for honoring our invitation and for being such a blessing to us this night. And happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
All right, night. Bye.
Yeah, bye.